Moving on now, people with a history of drinking problems by the time they are middle-aged are more than twice as likely to exhibit memory problems in later life, according to a study following 6,500 Americans for 2 decades. WSJ reporter Melinda Beck joins us now to talk about it. Melinda, thanks so much for being here.
You're welcome.
So tell us a little bit about the study. How did the study define a drinking problem?
This study used the well-known CAGE questionnaire, and that's an acronym for Cut Down, Annoy, Guilty, and Eye-Opener. Basically, there's 4 questions. Have you ever tried to cut down on drinking? Have you ever been annoyed at criticism of your drinking? Have you felt guilty about it? And have you had a drink first time in the morning? That's the eye-opener. If you answer yes to 2 of those, then that indicates some drinking problem.
And then what did the study find following those people?
The people in this study who answered yes to two of those questions when they were first interviewed in their 50s were more than twice as likely to really have trouble with memory tests of word recall when they were re-interviewed years later.
That's really scary. Now, it wasn't a link to Alzheimer's necessarily, right? It's just cognitive
Yes, that's
memory
an important distinction. There are many other tests for actual Alzheimer's, and the mechanism is thought to be different. That's sort of these protein tangles in the brain, whereas what doctors think the mechanism is with drinking and alcohol is that alcohol seems to shrink some of the gray and white matter in the brain and has particular damage to some of the vitamins that brains need to function well.
Very scary. Now, did it matter whether the participants in the study were heavy drinkers in their 20s, their 30s, or 40s?
That's one thing that the way the study was designed was impossible to tell because it just asked people in their 50s, had you ever had this? And surprisingly, only 16% of them said they had, but studies are notorious for people underreporting their own drinking problems.
Sure. Now, do researchers say that there's anything that people can do to sort of reverse some of this damage?
Well, it wasn't in this study, but there have been other studies that showed that people who drink heavily in their younger years can really bring their risk back up to normal if they quit drinking or drink only very moderately the rest of their lives.
So, and is there anything else that they can, I mean, obviously the drinking is detrimental, but are there other things you can do additionally?
Well, one of our favorite experts told us that 1 in 3 cases of cognitive decline in later life can be prevented, and this is going to sound like a very familiar list, but by people losing weight, maintaining good exercise habits, sleeping regularly, and eating nutritional foods.
Very good advice.
And cutting down on drinking.
And right, of course. Very good advice for almost anyone, like you said. Melinda, thank you so much for all that.